Welcome back to the channel. This is Matt and you're watching No Luck Trucking. I wanted to make the video when we picked up our first load from Landstar because we got our logins for the OmniTrax, the ELD, and everything was good. We got a call from Trailer Utilization and they sent us up north about 90 miles to pick up a trailer from a Kohl's DC. So we got there, picked it up, everything was going great. Did an inspection. It had one tire that, you know, wasn't as fresh as the other ones, but it was good. Everything checked out, lights were good. We noticed that it didn't have a current inspection. So we were gonna get that done so that we could run legally and not have to worry about it. And we did all this before booking our first load because we were kind of expecting some issues to happen with our first trailer. Either the trailer, finding the trailer, anything like that. So we hadn't committed to any loads yet. So we were on the way to go get it inspected, and the air tank started losing pressure very, very fast every time I was on the brakes. And then it dumped, we were stuck at a light for long enough that it dumped all the air out of the secondary tank, and then the primary tank started losing air as well. So we were in the middle of the on-ramp to get on to 81 and we couldn't move. The trailer tires were locked up, the brakes were locked up. Finally, I was able to rev the motor up to like 12 or 1300 RPM and hold it, and it built up enough pressure while I was not on the brakes so that we could limp it down the street off the main street. So here we are. We're in a turn lane. We called safety and compliance. They know that we're broken down because Landstar does have a sitting duck policy. You can't be parked on the road unless it's an emergency. So we let them know. We let trailer maintenance know. And I guess there's a place that's like a half a mile away, but we can't make it. I guess if I had a cage bolts, I could cage the brakes, but I don't. And there's none on the brake chamber. So I had Liz hold the brakes while I was back there checking around, and it looks like, I guess it had been sitting so long and it blew out the seal in the brake chamber. Because this one has a like an old inspection, and I guess it hasn't been used in quite a while. But that's how our day started. So I'll probably pick up a little bit later, maybe after we get it fixed. We're gonna start looking for a load to carry us through the weekend. Because I was checking the load board, and basically everything picked up on Thursday or Friday and delivered Monday. There was hardly any places that take deliveries on the weekend, so you pretty much have to be loaded by Friday or you're gonna have to pick up the scraps. So hopefully we can get all this done. If not, we'll probably, once we get the trailer fixed, we'll probably just head back home, head south, look for some loads that either pick up tonight or tomorrow, or we might just have to suck it up and wait until Monday, which wouldn't be the worst, even though we're like 45 days into this and we have not had a penny of income come in, but we still have enough to survive. So we'll see what happens. I'll probably pick up, I don't know, if something exciting happens, I'll film some. If not, it'll probably be when we park the truck and then start looking for loads. So. All right, it's update time. So we got the trailer fixed, got it inspected. Then we went over to a truck stop in Winchester, Virginia, called on probably 6 or 7 loads. A lot of them were booked, and then one that was going to Jacksonville, Florida, we called on. It was listed for 2,700, I believe. Sounded good, so we agreed to it. And then before the rate confirmation came through, the broker called back and said that the customer would only do 2,500 since They had a bunch of trucks waiting to take that load, so we passed on that just out of principle. And then we started noticing, like, people that run on load boards are definitely going to know this already, but for the people that have never ran on a load board, Friday is like your cutoff. If you're not loaded and carrying through the weekend, it's going to be very tough to get a load. Most of the agents and brokers kind of clock out on Friday at 5 p.m. and silence their phone, and then you'll catch them on Monday. So we were struggling a little bit. It was about 2 or 3 o'clock. So we're trying to get something on the trailer for the weekend. And then we found this load going from Newport News, Virginia to Corpus Christi, Texas. Picked up on Saturday and delivered on Monday, which was perfect. Paid really well compared to everything else in the area. After Landstar's cut and everything, I believe we're at 3,900 for about 2.5 days worth of work. So that kind of puts us where we want to be per day revenue. I don't really care about the revenue per mile as much, because that's the shiny number, but the revenue per day is kind of what we're concerned about as a team truck. So anyways, we talked to the lady. She was really nice. She said that the customer was going to reschedule the load to have it pick up Monday and probably deliver like Wednesday or Thursday. And then she asked if that would be okay, and I told her that we really wanted to get loaded out for the weekend, and we kind of wanted to run it how it was. And then she was like, well, you're probably not going to be able to make it with that many miles and not enough time if you want to deliver on Monday. To which we told her that we were a team truck, and she was good with it. She called the customer and made sure that the load was still good if we picked it up Saturday. And then it picked up directly on an airport. I didn't film just out of respect for the customer, because they do a lot of government contract and like aerospace type stuff, so I didn't want to be stepping over any lines by filming there. But we were directly on the I guess it wouldn't be the runway, just like the taxi runway where they put them in line for the actual runway. We were backed up into a hangar, and when we got there was 2 other Landstar flatbeds. Well, I guess one was a step deck, one was a flatbed. Beautiful 2022 389. So they got them loaded first. It was just a bunch of big stuff that they had, a few vehicles, I don't even know what it's called, but it's the little motorized cart that kind of taxis the planes down the runway or into the hangar. They loaded those up on one of the flatbeds and a bunch of other parts. And then for us, it was a bunch of their office stuff and I don't know, probably some other stuff. We were in the truck while they were loading, and they loaded it pretty much front to back, right up to the doors. And then I ran a full shift, got about 660 miles down. Actually, it wasn't a full shift. I ran about 10 hours. Then we switched, and Liz got us down to Texas, and then we slept a little bit, got a shower, and now I'm running it through the night. Gonna get there. I've never really delivered to a naval base in a commercial vehicle, so I don't really know what to expect on that, but should be interesting. And again, I'm probably not going to be able to film there, just, you know, security reasons and things like that. But so far the truck is doing great. Fuel economy is on point when you're not in the left lane letting the dust fly. When I was doing probably like 72, 73, I was getting high 7s, low 8s, and then the area that Liz was running through, she was doing around 65 to 68 and was getting probably like mid 9s. So it does have plenty of power to pull up hills, and the fuel economy is on point, which is a huge thing. last night we idled the truck all night, well, and the night before, because it has been pretty hot. And even with that, right now we're running at 8.7, doing 68. And that's with idling all night. So we're trying to get into like booking loads out, you know, having a few loads booked already for the areas that we're going into, but we keep getting a compliance email about this trailer saying that it needs an inspection, even though we did get an inspection on Friday. So we weren't quick to book a load already. Hey, high beams, nice. We didn't book a load for the Corpus Christi area yet, because I guess we're gonna call and see exactly what the disconnect is and try to get that sorted out. And then from there, there were some really good paying loads going up to Montana, and there was some going up to Salt Lake, which both aren't like the best areas for a reload, but the rate's good enough that we can deadhead some miles and pick up some stuff. So there was also one going up to Wyoming, a ton of stuff going into Florida. Like, I would say probably half of the loads on the load board from the areas that we've been looking have been nothing but Florida loads, which I'm okay with, like Jacksonville, Orlando, but I don't know, bottom of Florida, you have to factor in all those deadhead miles going back up north to try to get something out. Hey, high beams also, nice. Man. People. But it's been nice. It's a lot more relaxing when you're not speed governed to 65 and have to struggle to pass the person doing 64, or pass the cars that are, you know, texting or whatever. And then when you go to pass, they like speed up. It's been nice getting around people like that and just not having to fight to do your 65 miles an hour and yeah, all that. It's great. It's great being able to do what you need to do to pass somebody and keeping up with traffic. It's been great. I feel like we've been pretty responsible with our speeds, and kind of a blend of getting the miles in and also getting the fuel economy. So I believe after we paid fuel on this, we're gonna be taking home, I don't know, I'll have to do the math. I'll probably put it in the next video, exactly what this load pays out. But we wanted to get something on Monday because that's our payroll cutoff for turning in the loads. So we really needed to get something coming back into the truck. It's been probably like 2.5 months since we've had any income now, since we turned in the prime truck, and just been waiting on orientation and getting in and the whole deal. So this one we actually took in advance. I really like that setup with Landsars. After you book the load, you can get a certain percent of the load as an advance. So we pulled over 1,800 out of there so that it'll cover fuel for this load and the next load, and possibly some of the following. All right, what do we have here? Left lane close ahead, merge right. All right, already in the right lane. Yeah, so I like that system. Sent it right to the fuel card, and then we were able to get some pretty cheap fuel out of TA. We hit Virginia, then I believe Georgia, possibly. I don't remember the exact fuel stops, but the price has been really really good on the fuel through TA. They have a pretty hefty discount. I like it. Yeah, so from Corpus Christi to Laredo, Texas is about 125 miles. So I think we're gonna get through this mess of getting through the naval base gate finding this place, the whole deal, getting it unloaded. Then we're probably going to head over towards Laredo, see about getting this trailer inspected or whatever to satisfy Landstar's compliance issue that they have with the trailer. And then there are a ton of loads coming out of Laredo, so we're gonna snag one of those. Hopefully one of the ones that don't have the most time on it, to kind of maximize our revenue per day. It's kind of what the name of the game is so far. And we've been able to snag a lot of loads that are too tight for a solo driver running legally, which kind of puts it right in the range of what we want to run. So we're gonna probably have to head to one of those areas that don't have the best reload, but it's fine. We just kind of factor in how many deadhead miles we're gonna have to go to pick up something decent. But from Montana and Wyoming, there's a lot of loads going to Maryland, and they pay really well, like in the $4.50 range, which will bring about $3 a mile to the truck. Just certain areas we kind of want to stay away from. I have no interest in going to Staten Island or the Bronx or anything like that. There's a ton of New York loads. Alright, I think I'm gonna leave it off there. Probably pick up maybe after we deliver, maybe when we're heading over to get the trailer inspected.
Drink?
Yeah. Alright, so last load went really well. We pulled up to the Naval Air Base at Corpus Christi, and we were a little bit early. The gates opened at 7:30. We got there about 7, but we waited in line behind two hotshot trucks that looked like they knew what they were doing, because we certainly didn't. And then we got up, filled out a piece of paper front and back for both of us, and then they asked us to get out, and you are supposed to look at the building. And then they came in and kind of like trashed the place and kind of searched it for weapons and drugs and everything, all the things. And we managed to find out where we were going. And then it was an actual hangar, and then there was like a gated off area that led to the hangar. And he was like, yeah, just park next to it. I was like, I mean, I can get it into that gate area. It was pretty tight, but he's like, I don't know if you're gonna fit, but if you think you got the skills, go for it. And we did. And then as I'm opening the doors, he tells me that he bet his boss $10 that I wasn't gonna be able to get it in there, and I guess he owed him lunch now. But that didn't take too long. It was really hot. They were in and out of that trailer so many times. I felt so bad. Right now, we're in Laredo, Texas, and the temperature is 115 right now. And it is hot. So we have the AC blasting. Basically, the truck's been idling all day, because when you turn it off, it gets so hot. And I think that's where we're gonna leave off this video. I think I'm gonna maybe try to do one load that takes a few days per video. So I'll give you a little sneak peek on the next load. We are in Laredo at the Landstar headquarters for Laredo. There are so many Landstar trailers. It is unreal. But we're getting some, I don't even know what we're getting, but that'll be for the next video. All right, thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.